Hey Thrive family, it's Pastor Ed with the word for Wednesday. And the word I want to give you in the midst of this celebration called Holy Week is the word serve. What does it mean to serve one another? What does it look like to serve? And we have this incredible example that takes place on Thursday of Holy Week. As Jesus gathers with his disciples to celebrate Passover, he uses every single opportunity he has to teach them something because the end is near. And he will be laying down his life, raising the life on Sunday, and then he has such little time with them before he ascends into heaven. So he has little time, and he needs to teach some big lessons. And he taught some big lessons during the Passover. During that time, they gathered that night. If you think about it, as they gathered that night, he taught them the lesson we're going to talk about in a few minutes. He, as the host, arranged the seating arrangements. And if they ever doubted that Jesus loved them, when they figured out later it was Judas who betrayed him, and Judas got the number one seat, the seat of honor at the Passover table, they were utterly amazed that he actually did love them. He took the elements that night and he changed them for good. And he said, now, you know how you're going to celebrate Passover from here on out? You can take these two elements and you're going to celebrate something called communion. This is my body, which is broken for you. This is the cup of my blood, the new covenant in my blood. Drink this in remembrance of me. Those things that we do now all took place that night around that table. Something else of great significance took place as well. Jesus wanted to leave them an example of what it looked like to serve one another. So in John records this for us, what happened that night. And he makes this incredible statement before Jesus does what he is about to do. And I want to read this to you. It's from John chapter 13, beginning verse number 3. Jesus knew that the Father had put all things under his power, that he had come from God and was returning to God. So he got up from the meal, took off his outer clothing, wrapped a towel around his waist. He poured water into a basin and began to wash his disciples' feet. He knew who he was. He knew his identity. He knew who he was, where he was going, what was about to happen. And so he served them. Serving so much about understanding who we are. When we understand that as we follow Jesus, we are children of God, and we find our identity in that, it is very easy to serve one another. If Jesus, the Son of God, can serve his disciples by taking the lowest position that night of washing their feet, why can't we serve one another? When we know our identity, we know that we're children of God, we can wash one another's feet, and we can serve one another. It's a powerful example, and something we just tend to forget, that we are supposed to be serving one another. That Jesus set an incredible example, and we can actually serve one another. This is a great time to serve, as I told you on Sunday. There are opportunities all around us to serve. And though we might not be gathering physically here, there are so many opportunities to continue to serve one another. And I hope you will look for those, and I hope you will take those. Jesus took the lowest position possible, the position he should have hired a servant to do. Wash somebody's feet, and he did that for his disciples. And he just looked at them and said, do this for one another. So look for the opportunities that God is giving you to serve one another. It's one of the greatest things we can do to demonstrate love and demonstrate our identity is in Christ, and we can serve one another. Have a great Wednesday, Thrive family. Watch for Easter at home this weekend. Join us tonight if you'd like to pray together. It's going to be a great week. It's going to be different, but it's going to be great because God's going to use this in incredible ways. So we love you. Take care. God bless.